But it really was a good mode. I would say that orgasm was the trigger for a lot of things because it helped me to just relax and just explore myself. And then I was like, okay, I want to be more confident. I want to find out more about sexuality, started reading more about it. And I came across, so my husband, David, he does photography and I knew he did nude photography. So I decided, okay, I make a Twitter and I will just like his postings. It's not like I'm there posting my own stuff. So then I would see all these beautiful, confident women and I was like, hey, wow, they're so beautiful and stunning. Like, I would love to, when I saw his photos, I was like, I would love to also have such photos taken of me. So I was like, okay, now it's before he never asked me to take photos of me, if I wanted to, because he didn't want to make me feel like, okay, I have to or so. And, but I told him, look, I want to. And, he did it. And I was really like surprised by the photos. So this is how it slowly started. And then I was like coming across Twitter accounts and other websites. And I was like, hey, what if I just try some webcamming? Anyway, I was always afraid of it in the beginning. I didn't really
That's a very brave thing for a young conservative girl to do, to just suddenly dive into that.
I
you
know,
went
it's just
from
natural.
like 0 to 10 really fast.
But for me, it felt like an eternity because I was like, I didn't have a routine. I didn't have anything. I had all the time to myself. And I will never forget. And I'm always grateful for this time because I feel like if you could have a year of your life or at least half a year just for yourself, you have no responsibilities, no nothing. It really helps you to grow, and get a perspective. So this is where I had that time, to deal with a lot of, issues. There were a lot and they were all dealt with. But it wasn't like overnight. It was like me literally putting in a lot of effort, mental energy into this. And it felt for me like an eternity. It didn't feel like, oh my God, 6 months ago I escaped. I didn't feel this way. For me, it was like a long time ago I went. Like today, when I think about it, it's more than 8 years ago that I left. But for me, it feels like all my life, like it was 20 years ago that I left. I don't know. It feels longer. The years are longer in my experience.
Yeah, I feel like when we look at the past that it doesn't feel like us. It feels like you're looking at your cousin's life or something like that. I never feel like the same person I was that long ago. It's a strange feeling.
Yeah.
I understand that completely.
And that's exactly how it felt, yeah.
And do you think that there was an element of rebelling against like your upbringing, the background, in the same way that like there's a stereotype of, say, Catholic schoolgirls being, promiscuous and a bit wild?
I would say I've always been this way, When I think about it, all those instances, I've always been a very sexual person. Like, even if I didn't realize it, as a kid, I knew the effect I have on people, I kind of knew it, but I didn't go too much into it because then you start dealing with other questions. But I would say deep down, I've always been this way. It's just that it's like a caterpillar who turned into a butterfly. You always knew you were beautiful, even as a caterpillar. So it's now you can only fly. That's the difference. The colors are still there. You just don't realize it. And I wouldn't say it was I know there are people who ask me this question and they're like, is it you're only doing this is because it's like rebellion,
Yeah.
I have always been a rebellious person. My instinct tells me to be against something that tries to repress me. And I love breaking taboos. I love everything I love provocation. I love breaking taboos. I love blasphemy. I love all these things because I feel like this is one way of standing up against this and also just being in tune with my body because it's my choice, my body, my choice. A lot of people forget that it's also about this. It's not just about what you wear, but it's about, having sex, who you have sex with, how you have sex, on camera, off camera, whatever. It's who I've always been. some people call it rebellious. Other people call it like I've been taken over by the demons. It's just,
Others call it freedom.
others call it freedom. So,
So yeah.
depends on who you ask.